the story of Student Loan Trust Fund. CEO, Afe Akwababio. CEO was our Student Loan Trust Fund once more. The journey so far, Obesase or he, local Rio, but your mamintio.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. And let me start by saying that Student Loan Trust Fund was established by Act 820 in 2005. In fact, we started operating December 2005. And let me put on record that it was President John Ajekunku former who introduced Student Loan Trust Fund. Before the introduction of Student Loan Trust Fund, we used to have what we call the SNIT loan. Those who have been to school earlier than 2005 who admit that there used to be something called the SNIT loan. And if you needed to have that loan, you apply to SNIT. You needed to have some number of guarantors before they go through the processes and then they give you the money. So in 2005, President Kufuor and his cabinet felt they need to make financial assistance available to all students. So what they did was that they decided to expand the network or the base of the fund by making it the Student Loan Trust Fund. Instead of having it instead of the SNIT loan. So they expanded it to make it the Student Loan Trust Fund. And since its inception, the fund has supported a number of students, thousands and thousands of Ghanaian students. And during the time, right from 2005, if you needed to have this financial assistance, you were required to at least have guarantors, minimum of 3. From the initial stages, you needed to have some guarantors that might have contributed to Senate for at least 32 months for you to be qualified to be given the facility. Then, as we move along, we'll definitely come across the progression that the fund has made. But what I can say is that the fund so far has supported a lot of students, and various students that are listening can actually even verify to what I'm saying, that the fund has been very supportive to them. So far, so good.
So far so good. That's why I'm picking we are beginning the main discussion. So what are the processes now? If you compare from the 2005 process of application to the students who are listening currently, how do they apply if they want to get something to facilitate their academics or education?
So let me say, those days we used to have the manual processes, like what you have to fill the form, go through all these processes before. Fast forward. Since 2017, when MPP government took over, we decided that, looking at the situation we have, a lot of students actually need this support from us. But there has always been a barrier. And the barrier is getting the person that you get to guarantee the loan for you. So in the year 2020, we decided to launch the no guarantor policy. That is, take away that barrier of having people to sign before you can have access to the loan. And it will interest you to note that since the inception of the no guarantor policy, the fund was doing on the average about 10,000 applications in a year. But since we launched the no guarantor policy right from 2020 up to now, we've been recording an average of over 50,000 applications. So that is one of the benefits of digitalization in actual fact. So we've been recording an average of over 50,000 applications in a year, and we've tried as much as possible to do disbursements. So far, within this year, we have disbursed over 30 million Ghana cedis so far to over 20,000 people, and we are still continuing the processes. So now it is more easier for you to apply. You just go online to the student loan portal, and then you are able to fill the forms. When you fill the form, then you have your Ghana card. That is what is required. Your Ghana card is just what is required for you to have access to the loan. And the loan is available to all tertiary students, be it public or private. Everybody, so far as you are attending an accredited institution in Ghana, offering an accredited course in Ghana, then you are qualified for the loan. And all what you need, as our father will say, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, all what you need is your Ghana card to be able to apply. Then you have the loan.
Okay, so let me be a bit biased here. Kessben University College students, all of them can apply.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's both private and public. So they can all apply. And in fact, all what they need is their Ghana card.
Okay.
And I know Kessben University College is accredited, and almost all the courses, in fact, all the courses are accredited as well. So they are all qualified. Everybody is qualified to apply.
Okay.
So far as you need it, when you qualify, you get the money.
Do you charge any fee on the application processes?
No.
If you go on the system and you're trying to apply, are you going to pay something?
No, you don't pay. We don't charge any fee on applications. So let me also just say that if you are a student and you go through the application processes and somebody asks you to pay some money, it means it's not student loan.
Okay.
It's fraud. We don't charge any fee for the application processes.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. And I know there were processes, okay, that when the students apply after the application and complete whatever course that he's doing, there were processes of repaying back the loan.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate further on that for us? So after the application, for instance, I'm a student at Kessben University College. I'm doing maybe humanities like communication for 4 years. I'm done with it. I got the loan from your office. I was able to complete whatever program I was doing, and I'm done. How am I going to pay back, or what are the processes?
Okay, so let me also be biased. Also be biased.
Okay.
So Kessben University, a student of communication.
Okay.
You've applied for the loan.
Yeah.
We've gone through all the processes, all the verification processes. You are qualified. The loan is disbursed to you.
Yeah.
So what happens is that in a year, from year one, if you apply, it means you get the money from year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4.
Okay.
You can equally apply when you are even in year 3 or year 4. So it doesn't matter which year you are in. So far as you are in the school and you are offering the course, you can apply at any time. Then the money will be given to you. When you are done with school, you have 1 year mandatory national service to do, which is a free year for you. Then after that, you are given another free year or another year for you to organize yourself to start paying the loan. So technically speaking, we give you 2 years free period. After the 2 years, then you pay back the loan. And when you are paying back after the 2 years, currently the interest on it is 14%. And this we tell people even at the point of application that the interest on the loan is 14%. This government has taken some steps, and in fact we are even plans are even very, very far advanced for us to look at how to even step on the interest. Even though it's subsidized now, we are still working to make sure we bring it to the barest minimum so that so many people can have access to the fund, so many people can have access to education. What we are doing, as I said earlier, is trying as much as possible to make sure that people are given the opportunity to go to school. So financial challenges should not be a barrier at all. So we are trying everything possible to bring down the interest on the money, even though it's highly subsidized as we speak, 14%. Because if you go to any of the commercial banks, you will not get a loan at 14%. Now it's highly subsidized, but we are doing everything possible to make sure to bring it down a little and even increase the loan amount. So these are things that we are working on, and we know, inshallah, we will get there.
Do we have a limit of an amount of money that can be loaned? For instance, I'm doing medicine, depending on the program the student is doing. Do we have a limitation?
Yeah, so the categorization, I say yes and no. Yes, because now the maximum amount you can have, or maximum access you can have, is 3,000 Ghana cedis in the academic year.
Maximum
amount is 3,000 the academic year.
Depending on the program or for all programs?
So for all programs, the maximum amount you can have is 3,000.
Okay.
We are working to categorize some of the programs now. That there are some programs that they pay much higher than others.
Like medicine.
So, like medicine, pharmacy, and all. So the sciences, we are trying to categorize them.
Okay.
And moving forward, we are going to have some benchmarks to have, let's say, if you are doing medicine, probably you are qualified for, let's say, a 6,000.
Okay.
You know. So we are trying to work out things like that. Okay. But for now, the maximum amount you can have when you apply to the fund is 3,000 Ghana cedis a year.
Okay.
Yes.
And how many months will it take for an applicant to get the money or the loan? The period?
It doesn't take long. Some people apply, and within a week they get their money. Others apply, yes. Okay. Others apply, and it takes 2 months. Okay. Others take 3 months.
Okay.
Yes. And
so
this is
why the discrepancies?
Yes. So that is what I'm coming to explain. The Student Loan Trust Fund works in an ecosystem. When I say that, it means we have some other players that we work with. Okay. And these players we work with all play a role when it comes to verification, when it comes to disbursements. So, for instance, Kessben University, as a private university, you are supposed to give us the database of the students that are in the school. We have a database system that all universities, all tertiary institutions, we have all the students that you have admitted and the courses and everything, we have them in our database. So if, let's say, students from this school apply to us, they want student loan. And in the database, Kessben University, that's the registrar or the administration, have not given us the list or the master list from the school. We will not be able to verify whether Mr. A is a student of Kessben University or not.
Okay.
So usually what happens is that we communicate to all the universities to send us, as soon as they finish their admissions, they send us an updated list of all the students that are in the school.
Okay.
So that as soon as you apply, we are able to verify whether you are a student in the school or not.
Okay.
After that, we also go ahead to verify whether the course you are offering is indeed an accredited course that is being offered in that particular institution that you are applying from, you know. So all these checks are there that we have to go through. So there's a possibility that a student from UDS, for example, the administration have already sent their list and everything to us. Okay. So that student applied today. We are able to verify that yes, the person is a student, is offering a course, an accredited course and all that. Kessben University, you also applied today.
Okay.
Unfortunately for that student in Kessben University, the university authority have not sent us the list, the master list.
But I know this Kessben University authority, they will send it earlier.
Yeah, I know, yeah. So I'm just using it as an example.
And I'm also helping the example.
So yes, when you apply, in that sense, you see, the UDS student probably will get his disbursement as soon as the verification process is done today and the funds are available, he will get the money.
So it's almost like this mathematical application we're doing in senior high school, FIFO-LIFO method, business maths and costing. First in, first out, last in, first out. Okay.
You know, so that is the thing.
Okay.
So it's possible that you send in your application, but we have not gotten the verified list or the master list from your institution.
Okay.
So we cannot verify you.
Okay.
That is one. The other thing is maybe your application have come in, but as at the time the application comes in, we are not having enough money to disburse to you. Yes. But this time around, the story is changing, or the story has changed because the Minister of Education, collaboration with the presidency, that's the vice president's office, they have made everything possible to make sure we have enough money for disbursements. So as soon as you apply, we are able to disburse to you.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So those are the issues. So it is not always the case that when you apply, immediately you get the money. In some cases, it may delay because of these factors that I have mentioned.
Okay.
Yes.
And the mode of repayment, you know, there's a perception out there that it's government money. Yeah. So there's a traditional thing that we used to say, I do the purpose, and then one, yeah, did to until my budget, Maria, my call abruchre, me call me, UK be a coshe, and I'm a coshe America, baby, where they are bicycle the age 9 year, dear. How are you? Normally bank loans near the ones here to be court. Na ETCB. Nti kwabe na mufa so a mo gene back.
Okay. A student loan, our operations, what I try to tell people is that we are guided by morality.
Okay.
In the sense that the money you take today, your repayment determines who gets the money tomorrow.
Okay.
So your brother or your sister is also in the tertiary institution and also needs money. So if you are qualified to pay, or if it's time for you to pay, you need to pay for the person to also get access.
Okay.
Look, last year, our repayments alone were able to raise in excess of 60 million Ghana cedis.
Okay.
And all that 60 million Ghana cedis went back into and disbursements, you know. So, and this year so far, we have done over 30 million. And all that is going back into disbursement. It means it's broadening the base, it's broadening the beneficiaries, people that will have access to this money. So what happens is that when you are due for payment, we send reminders to people that look, you are due for payment, come in and pay. If you have peculiar challenges that, okay, some people say after school, 2 years after school, I don't have a job.
Yeah.
It's true. We all know you may not have a job. What you do is that you contact us, we work out a plan for you.
Okay.
You don't just sit down and say, I will not pay or I will not come. If you don't come, it's a sign that you don't want to pay.
Okay.
But student loan, the way it's structured, there is nowhere to run to and there's nowhere to hide.
Okay.
Yes, government support the fund, but over the period, the fund itself is sustaining itself. So we are raising money, or we mobilize this money repayments as a revolving fund within, you know. So it is not all the money that comes from government directly now.
Okay.
So you have to make the payment so that we'll be able to disburse to others. But we have various processes that we go through.
Okay.
If, for instance, you are due for payments, after the 2-year moratorium, you have up to 10 years to pay.
Okay.
After 10 years, if we don't hear from you, then we start triggering our processes.
Okay.
And in fact, somewhere last year, a couple of names were published on the dailies and all that.
Okay.
And
Name
those
and shame.
yeah, those are
Okay.
like, let's say, the last result that we go into, and then prosecution finally is what brings it to a conclusion. But you know, interestingly, most of the loans were guaranteed by some guarantors.
Okay.
So what we do is that we collaborate with Senate and other stakeholders. That look, you guarantee a loan for so and so. You are going on retirement now. The loan hasn't been paid. What do we do? Let us sit down and work out what are we going to do so that we don't lose our money. So that whatever you are taking home, at least we are able to also raise something out of it and then take care of the loan. You know, so there are a number of processes that we go through. We don't harass people like some other institutions that go to marketplace, name and shame people. No, we don't do that. In fact, finally, when you see us in the media, let's say publishing names, it means that we have done all things that are humanly possible, and these individuals are not actually coming forth with any reasonable what's the name solutions. That is why we get to that point.
Well, let me go to some of the questions sent by some of our listeners across the country. I say, good morning, Honorable. My name is Father Bedu from Ajumako, Onyane in Central Region. Please, I need a portal for the student loan. Maximum amount required. I'm saying the account was some that I want to, and I'll say I'm in level 400, but owing tuition fee about 3,000 Ghana cedi. Can I get all? When will I be able to apply for the loan? I'm saying also ya bob or so kakra. But about the questions about what's happening 0551 59 9933 0551 59 9933. My memory father and a feather. Okay, feather bedu. So I'll say porter. But I'm more porter be I'm betting me apply also.
Yes.
Okay.
Administrator, do you want to take that?
Okay.
But if you just go to the student loan, in fact, if you don't even need to go to a website. If you type student loan trust fund, immediately we have a very user-friendly website. It will come. When it pops up, you go to applications. You tap on applications. It will take you through the processes for you to fill the form. You don't need www.studentloantrustfund.gov.gh. Just type. If you go into Google and just type student loan trust fund, it will come up. So it is not any special portal that you need to go to have access to it.
Honorable Kwakwati, please ask him that is the 3,000 Ghana cedi for the academic year, since the nursing college is having 2 semesters in academic year, which we pay about 4,000 per semester. So will the money be given to you each and every semester, or just once, as he did mention earlier?
Okay. So let me say that yes, the 3,000 is for the academic year, but I need to also make some quick clarification here. Nursing students are under the Ministry of Health. In fact, unfortunately, now they are not under the Student Loan Trust Fund. They cannot apply. We pay allowances to teacher training college students. So all the teacher training college allowances that are paid, they are paid from Student Loan Trust Fund.
I see.
Yes. But the nursing is done from the Ministry of Health. So we are working to see how best to get the nursing students into the under the education ministry, but these are policy issues. So for now, nursing is not part of our catchment or our target group. So the nursing students are under the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health. So it's only the teacher training college that we disperse allowances to. Yes.
So apart from nursing,
as I said, so the 3,000 cedis is for the year. So usually what happens is that most universities operate the semester system. So you have 2 semesters. So what happens is the first semester we disperse, if you are qualified for 3,000, we disperse 1,500 to you in the first semester, then 1,500 to you in the second semester. Yes.
His name is Johnson Okante from Yeji, Bono is region, NOJ Aba. Kwabra bi abebisa ebi uriana menkwati for so mbese omobem. Most of them know concerns bebrea yebese omobem. But your braso a your numbers na didi dwuma no ebe mama friend na moso mo bisa bi 0551599933. Kwabra mami ti okra.
Right, honorable Medas na me pese mbusa say yeka student loan trust
fund
wakasa nurses for ofin omo hwe say omo de omba beka ho na nkro ne ba na asefo na asefo na osan kan efa uwia yema 2 years so unye adwuma mpese ho no okirem yi so bi nye adwuma 2 years na there be arrangement bi sa na ya omtane ne ya fa na betimi tua asaskan.
It's a human institution, and we say that it's not all the time, probably after school, that you get a job. Student loan trust fund, let me put it on record, that the loan, we don't give the loan, and repayment is based on when you get a job. Our time is that when you finish school, you have 2 years free period. After the 2 years, you pay the loan. And not when you get a job, you pay the loan.
So whether you've gotten a job or you haven't gotten a job,
after the 2 years, you have to start. You should be able to pay. Right. So it is not. It's not the case that you need to get a job before you pay.
That's why I want the
yes, it's not the case that you need to get a job before you pay. It's 2 years free period. But within the free period, if you even have the money that you want to pay, you pay. When you pay, it means you are going to pay without all this interest that we are talking about. But after the 2 years, we start calculating the interest. What I try to explain is that
within 2 years now, interest.
High interest.
It is 14%
interest.
Oh wow.
But after the 2 years, we start calculating the 14% interest on the money. Now, what I meant by saying we could work something out is that if after the 2 years you are still not in the position to pay the money, you contact us and tell us that, look, I don't have a job, or this is my challenge, so can you reschedule this for me? Probably we can work on the interest, we can look at the time period, So those are the things that I'm talking about. But it is not the duty of Student Loan Trust Fund to get a job for you after school, for you to be able to pay the money.
Okay, in case of possibly there is a demise, the person you gave the loan to, how are you going to recoup their money? Because for now there are no guarantor system.
Yes. Yeah. So in every loan that we disburse, we have an insurance package on the loan. And that insurance package is meant to take care of these things. It's not just only demise. If it's established that after school you are permanently disabled, you cannot do anything. If the hospital or the needed authorities are able to establish the fact that you can't work, you can't do anything, there's an insurance package that is a component of the loan that we always have. So that insurance package is what is going to take care of your loan.
What are some of the challenges that after disbursing these loans, what are some of the challenges you've faced so far? What are some of the critical challenges you are facing now?
Yeah, aside the repayments, repayments has always been, my tree is no good. He said something that, good. So the repayment has always been an issue. Aside that, as I mentioned earlier, we have issues about financing, availability of funds and all that. But I also said it has been it has been improved over the period, and now it's quite better. Then one of our biggest challenges that we have is this accreditation, because a lot of students apply to the fund, or they try applying, but their institutions or the courses they are offering in the various institutions have not been accredited. And we get our information straight from the National Accreditation Authority. Yes, Accreditation Board. So they feed us with the list of institutions that have been accredited and all the courses that have been accredited under each institution. So if your university say, we have accredited you, we have accreditation and all the courses have been accredited, it's left on to us to verify from the National Accreditation Board whether indeed what the university is saying is true or not. We have so many instances that people have applied, the university says we have accreditation, then the National Accreditation Board says they were supposed to renew their accreditation, they didn't do it, so they are not part of the list. Then another big challenge that we face is the false information, or the false information people give. There was an instance in the office that a man who had twins came in, and his complaint was that these twins, they both applied to the fund. One was given 2,000, the other was given 3,000 in a year. So he didn't understand. He wanted to know why that should be, because they are all coming from the same family and everything. Then I said, this, we have a system, the means testing system, that when you apply, questions are asked in the system. As you answer the questions, your answers are analyzed and categorized. So at the end of the day, the system places you under category 1, category 2, category 3, whatever. So when that is done, various sums are assigned to these categories. And that is what we pay, or that is what we use to pay. Now, I decided to call for the forms that the twins fill. So we're going through the forms, and we saw occupation of father. One of them wrote that the father was a carpenter. The other one said the father is wood engineer. Two different things.
So what is the difference between carpenter and wood engineer?
A carpenter, everybody knows a carpenter. A wood engineer probably is a higher person that probably do analysis on wood and make a lot of money. So it's not a carpenter.
So the word engineer qualified.
Yes, the word engineer. So the father is a wood engineer.
And qualified the engineer.
Then we went through the form.
Okay.
The other one, the father, average income of the father.
Okay.
Then the lady wrote, I think, 1,500.
Okay.
The number of people in the house, 3. Then, so the answers are there. Then you go to this person's form, the average income, she wrote 10,000.
Okay.
Number of kids, 2.
Okay.
Right. So everybody analyzing this. I mean, you have only 2 kids. You are getting 10,000 a month.
Okay.
I mean, this child doesn't need so much money, right? At least you should be able to support that child.
Yeah.
This one, the father is a carpenter, making on average 1,500 a month. The mother is a housewife. You said your mother is a teacher.
Okay.
Yes. So the same twins, different answers.
Okay.
So your mother is a teacher, right? So on the average, your mother is making at least 2,000 a month. So your mother is making 2,000, your father is making 10,000. At least they should be able to take care of you, and you are only 2. That according to your form or according to the information you have provided. This one says there are 3 in the family. The father is a carpenter, making on the average 1,500. The mother is a housewife.
So you know how you also fill the form determines the amount of money you receive from the fund.
Because series of questions are asked.
Okay.
And the analysis are done based on the answers that you provide.
Okay.
You see. So it's prosy means testing.
Okay.
That we get to know that you are actually in need. This person is not so much in need.
Okay.
Probably the person should be able to get some support.
Okay.
So that is how the categorization is done.
Okay.
We also pay special attention to the girl child and people with disability.
Okay.
These are people that. Then now the Minister of Education have always insisted that we should also give priority to STEM education.
Okay.
So people who are offering all this engineering, that is why at the beginning I even told you that we are trying to see how best to categorize it so that we can have the medicine, engineering courses and that pay higher fees. We are trying to see how best to have higher amounts allocated to such people as compared to the others.
Kwabra will come in, but let me find out. Postgraduate students, can they also apply? Are they eligible to apply?
Unfortunately, for now, they are not covered. They are not part of it. We deal with first degrees. It is in this country that we look at postgraduate education to be, let me say, compulsory.
Okay.
Postgraduate education is supposed to be something that you do at your own will. I mean, you have finished your first degree. That's basic requirement for you to work. You have a job. Then at least then you decide to enhance the knowledge that you are having.
Okay.
But now everybody when they are done with first degree, they are going, you go to do postgraduate course and you start putting pressure on people to help you pay your school fees.
Yeah.
The whole idea of postgraduate education is that you should be able to support yourself whilst you are in school.
Yeah.
That's
that impression is perfect, but looking at our system, sometimes to get a well-paid job or well-paying job, the degree nowadays, all of us will agree, or you don't agree with me on that.
I disagree. I disagree because I disagree because the country that we are in, even the Public Services Commission, if they are to do recruitments, what they look at is a degree.
Okay.
They don't say come with a second degree or whatever.
Okay.
They look for a degree.
Okay.
So a lot of people listening to me will admit to the fact that they have masters or whatever you call them. But when they were applying to their jobs, they had to use their degree certificates to get in. And now whilst you are there, you are now trying to see how best you can upgrade or they can upgrade you whilst you are in the job. You see. So the minimum requirement for the job is a degree, not a master's.
So from the explanation given, it means postgraduate students, we have no future plan.
No. We have a lot of future for them. But I'm just trying to to say that.
No, we have no future plans for them in terms of the student loan trust fund.
No, we have some. In fact, we are working on something. I would not want to take the wind out of the sail for some political pronouncements that will be made. But I know definitely we are going to include some category of students as well going forward.
So there'll be political pronouncements from the MPP flag bearer, Alhaji Dr. Nuhu Bayorbo Mahama.
Most likely, because I mean we are working, and he has done so much
for the student loan
trust fund, and he understands what goes in there, and he's the one that has been doing all the legwork to make sure finances are made available to the fund. So he understands what really goes into.
He's almost like a godfather to the student loan trust fund.
Let me put it that way, because almost everything that has to do with education is so dear to his heart. So it's not just only student loan trust fund. Everything that has to do with education. In fact, if the easiest way, let me give you a secret, but it's a radio anyway, so it's still a secret. The easiest way to get the VIP or Dr. Alhaji Bayorbo Mahama to listen to you is for you to just start talking about education. Yes, if you are texting and he's not minding, you just send him a message about education. Say something about education or about the 21st century, what do you call it, development or digitalization. Look, these are things that will prick him for him to start responding to you. So if you want an interview with him and you are not getting time, you can write a message that has to do with education and send it to him. Immediately he will come, because everything that has to do with education is so dear to him. And
this is coming from Neri KNUST. I see most often than not, we hear student loan trust fund says payment is done in batches, and therefore we need to wait until it's our turn. This has resulted in many students not able to sit end of the semester exams. I want to suggest that the batches should be that at least a month after a university resumes school, such students are paid to settle fees. This will still be in batches, since not all universities operate same academic calendar. Accumulating all students from all university and paying in batches seems to defeat the purpose of setting up the student loan trust fund institution. Anyway, I received mine this week, and kudos to the CEO. But now Richard said, "Moya batches." Can you explain that?
Okay, so I want to ask Nelly this question. Now, if you had applied to student loan 2 weeks ago, then somebody applied to the loan this week, and the person gets his or her money, and you don't get, how will you feel? You don't feel good, right? The money is paid, as I mentioned, when funds are available. This time we are trying to clear all that. So students can also testify that this time the turnover time is very short. As soon as you apply, you get your money, because the money is there that we are paying. But before now, when you apply, maybe a month earlier, and somebody is applying today, the small money that we get, we have to pay those who applied earlier, not you that you are applying today. So that is what we mean by the badges. If you had applied a month earlier and there was no money, now we have some money and somebody is applying today, we should pay the one who applied a month earlier before we come to you. So that is what a lot of people, but the same person would have been so happy if she applied today and the money comes tomorrow. But that is what we are working to do, because very soon, when you apply, within a week, you should have your money. Because if the money is available, as soon as you apply, you have your money.
I say, good morning, Honor. My name is Opoko, University of Education, Winneba. Please, my problem is, the amount I receive is too small to at least pay half of my fees. And the CEO is saying most disbursements are done semesters. But for 2 years, I receive 1,200 Ghana cedis every year. And as I said, it's seriously not helping me most. Is there anything I have to do? Kindly help me for him to answer my question. Opoko say, well, apply. Okay, let me put the question this way. Assume say my application. Now my own say maximum 3,000. but me ko fill form no ko ka sam me ko dwa me num sam papa wiska
So papa ni
go dwa me num say me papa ya radio engineer ma me wa me wa na bia no a technician and akoba say me na 1,000 per at least I could do 3,000 mamia nka be boa me. Is there a way to reverse it?
Yes, there's always a way to get back into the system,
Okay.
because it's a human institution. If you make a mistake, you can always have. That's why in all the public institutions, but both public and private, but most of the time the private institutions, you don't give us space.
Okay.
So what we do is that we find space in the public institution that is closer to most of the. So, for instance, Kessben University. Kumasi Technical University, we have an office there.
Okay.
We also have an office at Tech.
Okay.
Then we have the regional office as well.
Okay.
These places are places that you can easily, any student at all who is having such issues can easily walk into, and they will be looked at and then resolved for you.
Okay.
So if probably you had applied at the time of application, you see, maybe at the time of application your father was alive and he was making the 1,500 on the average. Now you are in second year, your father is no more.
Okay.
Right? It means things or circumstances have changed.
Okay.
So you should be able to notify us.
Okay.
If you walk into any of these offices, the officers are there, very hardworking people. They will be able to assist you to at least revise the information that you have in there. Then the amount can be looked at. Then when it comes to what is coming from my good friend named Winneba, anyway, let me put it that whenever I'll be visiting you very soon. So, but it happens that people apply, and I said it earlier that it's subjected to availability of funds. So it's possible that the last 2 years we were able to pay just the one semester for the person. But it shouldn't be so. We try as much as possible to pay the entire amount. Now, if you say the 3,000 maximum is, yes, we all know, based on economic factors and everything, that 3,000 is woefully inadequate, yes. But, Honorable, this fund was established in 2005. Then Kufuor left government in 2008. From 2008 all the way to 2016, the maximum capping of the fund was 2,000 Ghana cedis.
I see.
It took Akufo-Addo and Bawumia to increase this thing from the 2,000 to 3,000.
Okay.
And as we speak, considering all the factors that are going on, I know that this 3,000 capping that we are having, or the maximum 3,000 we are having, is going to be revised. So hopefully, even from next academic year, we are going to have some revised figures from the 3,000 to probably 5,000 or something. So, that's why we always say that when you have people in leadership who think about tomorrow, who think about the future, they take steps to make sure that people don't suffer. Right. If right from 2005, maximum capping of the fund was 2,000, all the way to 2016, how many years? It took somebody who is thinking about how students will survive, who is thinking about how to make resources, financial resources available to students, to increase it from the 2,000 to 3,000 that we have now. And I know that that person, given the opportunity, will increase this thing from the 3,000 to probably a 5,000. So that's what we talk about.
And who is that person?
Since I started, I've been saying it, and I've repeated myself over and over and over. The only man in Ghana who has the education of our youth at heart, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. He will do it.
There's a question from a friend who is listening to us or watching us in South Africa. His name is John K. Asante. I say, Honorable, I want to know the criteria they base on before the loan is granted. Do we have any criteria?
Yes, that is what I said. The criteria I mentioned earlier, basic one, is that you should be a student of Ghana. You should be a student. And you should be a Ghanaian. That's first degree student or you should be in a tertiary institution, accredited tertiary institution offering an accredited course in Ghana, not out of Ghana. Unfortunately, we don't support people outside Ghana. So we do, or we support people within Ghana, Ghanaians within Ghana.
Nari had a question for Frabase or seeking clarification. Kakra say, paying in batches should be according to the university calendar. Since all school uses different academic calendar, this will still mean batches. Nelly question though, if I'm getting her right, and I'm meeting, I say, I just a studio school ni be a wa. Mokasa mokabo might be a way baby any DNA. We baby any day be a say. Now I could create a problem. Baby or I know bit my phone.
Yes, so I think we are saying the same thing, because if you know your academic calendar starts in January, you don't wait and do your applications in February, right? Because the student portal is open all the time for you to apply. If your academic calendar starts in January and you do your application probably in December or in January, it means when there's money available, you get your money. Somebody who has his academic calendar starting, for instance, in September, probably will do the application around that time. So it's still the same thing, So we are saying the same thing, probably in different languages.
My name is Obi and Obi to me attested. Cabra and Obi a bit me. I and Tian quality for Kakra.